Alright, I'm going to show you guys how to solo a mega. We're going to do Deserted Village. It's a pretty big map. I should be the only person. The troops I'm going to use are Commander, Farm, Military, Ranger, and Minigunner. So those are the ones you need. And if you get those in there, you should be just fine. And remember, as we go through this thing, watch the whole video, because there's parts of it where you don't skip. There's certain troops you've got to place at certain times, places you upgrade farms, times you don't. And if you do all this right, you'll be just fine. But if you start doing it wrong, yeah, you're going to get run over and you're not going to win. So, all right, the first thing we got here, we've got our difficulty mode. What do we want to pick? We're going to go with Molten for this video. And you'll notice this is a large map. It's pretty open. You've got places to put everything. I like this one. So we're going to start with our trucks, with our military. So we're going to get that out. And you notice there's still 13 seconds on the clock, and we already have troops on the board. The good thing about placing military now is that it will make it around the map just about the time they're coming out. So it gives this truck plenty enough time to take out these troops. This truck has 25 hit points. These guys all have 4. So this truck will take out everything. And it will get us past this wave without any damage. Now you'll notice the cool thing is that we're already through with wave 1. And this truck still took out some more troops. And our next one will be out here shortly. And that truck will then take care of everything else that's coming out. Watch this. And it won't take any, we won't take any damage. The goal for this entire video is for me to show you how to solo this 8-person event without taking damage. Now, say no. You do not skip. If you skip, you're going to get run over. Now, you've got $629. Let's upgrade to 4. To level 2, to 400 points. The reason you want to do that, upgrade, and not place an additional base is because now this truck has 60 hit points. If you placed another base, that truck only has 25 hit points. That means between your 2 trucks, you only have 50 hit points. This one truck by itself has 60. Click no to that. Okay, so now that truck will run through all of these guys and it'll still have enough points to get over here and hit what's coming next. Now we can place our next truck and give it an upgrade. You'll notice I have not touched farms just yet. Farms will come. They will come and they will be useful. But right now, they're not very useful. We want to make sure we stay alive and that we're killing mobs. Or the horde or whatever you want to call them. Okay, we're going to say no to that. And once this guy is dead, you'll notice our trucks are still alive. And we can upgrade that guy to level 2. So now we've got 2 trucks that have 60 hit points each. And they're going to start just running through all of these first couple of waves. Okay, I'm going to put another truck out and we will get to farms in just a minute. What I like to do at the start, now we got 3 bases, is to make sure I've got enough hit points to keep me alive out there. So we'll go ahead and get our first farm out. So with 3 trucks, 60 hit points each, we've got 180 hit points running around the map out there. That will keep any of the mobs from getting through and taking out the base. Alright, we're going to say no again. Go ahead and upgrade your farm. Okay, now we can upgrade our farm again really quick before that timer runs out. Now we got more money from it. And we've got 3 bases out. Okay, let's go ahead and give ourselves another farm. In a minute, we will make sure we have 5 military bases all at level 2. But right now, we've got a little bit of I call it a break, if you will, from where they're killing us. Let's go ahead and upgrade one more. Or we can take the time to upgrade our farms. Let's get our farm upgraded again. And then here we go. We've got more money coming in. Okay, so we'll get our next base out. And if you'll notice, our trucks are essentially spawn killing these guys. At some point, we'll get this guy right here. He'll run through and he'll find the trucks and he'll be done. 60, 25, 60, and 60. We're going to say no. And he's dead, so we can go ahead and upgrade that guy. Okay, we will get more farms in just a second, but let's make sure we have enough trucks out here, okay? There we go. Now we can put here shortly, we'll put us another farm out. I know a lot of you guys like farms. You're big fans of the farms. I understand that. They do have a use. Okay, 2 upgrades there. And now we've got 3 farms out that are giving us a pretty decent amount of cash. We'll go ahead and get 1 more out. I like to go with 4. 1, 2. So now we've got 4 farms, and we will upgrade them more in the future. But right now, we're going to start saying, okay, what can we do next? Where do we need to be with troops? And what I have found best on this map, we're going to say no, is we're going to go with the minigunner next. That's a very popular troop to use. I'm a big fan of the minigunner as well. Now, the reason I haven't saved for the minigunner just yet is because I wanted the camo detection the trucks give. They just run through the hiddens. Now, you'll notice where I'm placing this minigunner. Right there. And once it's upgraded, it can reach the roads. See how it's already shooting at those guys? We're going to say no. It's shooting at this normal boss. And then it will also, if it needs to, be able to shoot right here on this corner, on this side, and also on this side right over here. Which will be crucial as you move through the game. Alright? Because if you do this just right, there we go, level 3. If you do this just right, no mobs will get around this corner over here by this military bases until like wave 35, wave 36 maybe. The last wave for sure, but because the multi-boss has 70,000 hit points. But it's nothing you can't take care of. You can definitely get him knocked out if you follow these instructions. Alright, so our minigunner is doing really well here. We're going to go ahead and give him a friend. Let's come out with another minigunner. Try and place them close in the same spot. We're going to say no to that. I know a lot of you guys are itching to skip it, but don't skip. Let's go ahead and give him another upgrade and another upgrade. The reason you don't want to skip is because the trucks, they're all on a timer. And if you start skipping, those trucks are just going to get run over. They won't come out fast enough to kill the mobs. Now, if you'll notice, all of these hidden guys, the minigunners are taking care of them, the trucks are taking care of them, and they're gone. They're not even around anymore. It's like, see you later, man. Okay? So, at this point, I like to go ahead and bring out a ranger. I mean, not a ranger, but a commander. Now, if you'll notice where I'm placing this commander, I'm putting it close to these cliffs right here because eventually I will have out rangers upgraded to level 2. And I want the commander buff to be able to hit my rangers and the minigunners at the same time. So you get the maximum benefit from having the commander out there. Alright, so these guys are both at level 3. Let's go ahead and give them a friend. Another one. And once again, you'll notice it's all about troop placement. I'm placing them really close together. Now, I know that's not the greatest thing when the stun comes out on the molten boss at the end because everybody gets stunned at once. Yeah, I know that, but you got to take the good with the bad. You know, it's like, what are you going to do? But we will have tanks as we go through this that will help us out with that stun. Now, here's a problem. You notice we're not really getting a whole lot of money. There for a minute, it paused. I have reported that bug to the developers on Twitter and have yet to receive a response from them on it. Hopefully they'll get it fixed here pretty quick because that is pretty annoying when you know you should be getting money and you're not. Okay. You want to make sure you use the commander buff as soon as it comes up. It just keeps the mobs from getting around the corner. Once again, see the money, how it doesn't come? It pauses and then it goes and it pauses and it goes. Yeah, that makes it really hard to play the game. I don't know if that's intentional. If it is, please turn it off. Those of us who really like this game, that's That is pretty annoying. All right, so if you'll notice, once again, we're on wave 19, and nobody's even made it around this big hill over here. They haven't even gotten close to getting to us. All right, so here, this is where I like to go with the Ranger. Now, if you'll notice, I'm putting it as close on this edge as possible. I'm not putting it in the center. I'm not putting it over here. I'm putting it on the edge so that it's close to that commander. I'll give it 2 upgrades. Once again, use our commander buff. And these guys, they're wrecked. They're out of there. And so here we'll have another commander to put, another ranger to put out. And once again, trying to put it close. And for those of you guys who played this a long time, yeah, I know it was called Outlaw, but now it's called Ranger. So, you know, I just go with what the developers call it. I don't make the names. And so, as you can see, once again, we are doing really well. Nobody's getting really far at all past us. Just remember to use this, this buff when it's available. And also a question about the developers. Why isn't there a timer on this of some kind? I remember at one point there used to be a timer that showed you when it was about to be expired, or you could use it or available or something like that. That would be nice to see that back. Definitely give us that timer there so we know when we can use the Ranger again, or use the buff again, sorry. So we're going to definitely keep our minigunners, up here. Give them as many as we can. You're going to need as much firepower as you can get as you go through this, especially in the last wave when the molten boss starts bringing out all his friends, and you want to disperse them as quickly as you can. Yeah, you're going to want those guys. So our slow boss is coming through. Let's see if we can just go ahead and get rid of him real quick. There he goes. He shouldn't make the turn. Yeah, he's getting wrecked. And there he goes. Bye-bye. Okay. Let's go ahead and get our minigunner upgraded. So we've got a bunch of level 3 minigunners out here. We've got our Rangers. So we're doing really well in keeping the guys on this side of the map and not being able to make that turn or just even, get to the end. You definitely don't want that. Now, since we're doing really well holding them here, we're going to go ahead and focus on, we're going to say no to that, on getting our trucks upgraded. Now, this upgrade to the trucks, let's do this, doesn't add hit points. If you'll notice, the trucks are at 60 hit points with no gunner on the top of them, okay? When they come out next, all of our trucks now are, military is level 3, 60 hit points. Now, he has a gun on him, a shooter guy, and he's still at 60 hit points. So the benefit is you get something, that'll help shoot. This guy right here, hidden boss, he'll get knocked out here pretty quick. He'll make it around a little bit, but not very far. We'll get him right here. He's out. Okay. Now we can go ahead and get our first tank. The good thing I like about tanks is that you go from 60 hit points on these guys. Okay, see the 60 hit points, and it can shoot. And when you get your first tank out, oops, where's the tank in there? It has 400 hit points. And it shoots. So, huge benefit to having tanks. They hit harder and they have more hit points. And I call that a win. These guys are pretty fast coming through here, but we should be able to take care of them pretty quickly. Okay. And get us our second tank. If you'll notice, that tank just walked right through there. Unfortunately, he didn't get to hit as many people as I would like for him to, but that's the way it goes. Now, there's several ways. As you get to, I want to say, wave 30, wave 31, there's more than one way to win this. And the way I'm going to show you guys today is using tanks as the maxed out tanks. As we go through this, they have, I want to say, 1,200 hit points, and they hit really hard. Another way of doing it also is maxing out rangers and minigunners. That's a great strat as well. Both of them work. Just for today's video, we're just going to do the tanks. Show you how that works. This guy's gone. He's out of there. Now, these guys do have some hit points right here, and since the rangers don't see them, it makes it kind of hard for them to shoot at them. But we have the trucks that run right through them, so that's nice. Okay, so we've got 4 military bases that have actual green tanks with them, so that's a good thing. And once again, as you can see, the tanks are just running through stuff. Here we go. Nice. And we have 5 tanks now. Now, at this point, you're going to need a second commander. We'll put it right there. It reaches everybody. Because you're going to need the call to arms buff. You're basically going to need to spam it here shortly. All right, at this point, we're going to see how we're going here. I think we should be just fine. As you'll notice, the tanks are just mowing through things like it's nothing. We'll give us an additional ranger out here. Try and put as close to our commanders as possible. We're using our buff. The hidden boss. You know, the rangers don't see the hidden guys, but the trucks do. We're going to say no to that. Use our buff. Well, sorry, we didn't even need to on that one. And you can see the tanks. The tanks are catching them as they come out. Sometimes the tanks are just a little too early and they run into the wall, but they seem to be catching them. Let's go ahead and give you an upgrade. See, this is where it would be nice if there's a countdown to show us, okay, you know, the buff is ready or the buff is not ready. So we would know. So if you're a developer and you're watching this, please fix that. That would be great. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and definitely get our buff off again. There we go. All right, now I want to see how we're doing here. We're doing really well. These guys are gone. And I'm going to try and save up for my first maxed out tank. This guy, he'll come around the corner. Everybody will reach him. And then, yeah, he'll be gone. They're already getting him right there with the tanks. The tank's going to kill him. He's gone. All right. So these maxed out, your railgun tank, it's going to run you $26,000 without a max DJ. And if you notice, I didn't bring a DJ into this. I have found that DJs are nice, don't get me wrong, but it's really best when you're playing solo to use a setup like this. If you're playing with someone else, then yeah, bring the DJ as one of the slots because it's a big benefit. It definitely is. It gives range. You notice we're not really getting much money here, which is once again irritating. Okay. So these guys are just coming around, these speedy bosses. The tanks are taking care of them. Here comes this guy. He's running through. And we've got him taken care of here shortly. There goes the speedy boss. All right, our slow ones. The rangers are still... Well, we'll get to them in a second as they come back around. We'll get them knocked out. Now, if you'll notice, I really haven't done much with the farms past level 2. You can upgrade them to level 3, or you can just leave them at level 2. Or if you want, max them out. I like upgrading my troops more than just spending money on my farms. All right, let's go ahead and upgrade our first rail tank. And the reason I say that is because at the end of the game, on wave 40, farms are useless. You're just going to have to delete the farms. And so it's really kind of, you know, how you want to play the game. If you want to upgrade more farms or add more farms, this is just what I found works best for me as I go through the game. Okay. Here's a good thing about rail tanks. You'll notice our green tank is 400 points, right? Our rail tank is 1,200 points. Say no. And so it's a really nice benefit to have when your rail tank can come out and just basically run over a lot of stuff. It is very nice. There we go. Here we go with these guys. We'll take care of them. He's just going to run him over. Our speedy boss will take care of him on the backside. Now he's the first guy to make it around. He made it around past the military bases right there. Now at this point, I think I'm going to go ahead and upgrade my Rangers. As you'll notice, it gives them better distance. And distance is pretty crucial in this event. Alright, these guys are getting wiped out. Alright, let's go ahead and use you. Get rid of this guy before the next guys come out. Alright, he's gone. Yep, he's out of here. Okay, here comes our next group. Okay, we'll take care of him pretty quick. Yeah, he's gone. And then we'll focus on these other guys coming through right here. And hopefully you've stayed with me throughout this whole thing. And here in just a couple of waves, we'll have it done, you know, and I'll show you how to that you could actually do a mega by yourself. It's not very hard. You just got to make sure you keep up those commanders. And I might just release another video later that shows how to do it with minigunners and Rangers and not necessarily maxing out the trucks or your military bases. Some people call them trucks. Just depends on who you're playing with. And so far we're still doing really well. Alright, we're going to get our next truck right here. Our next maxed out tank, sorry. And when you get to the last wave, and I'll cover this again, the farms are going to go. That way you can put out extra troops. Okay, some more. Try and squeeze our Ranger right in that little hole right there. There we go. And I'm sure some of you are telling me as you watch this video to upgrade the minigunners. It is coming, I promise. Trying to get these guys off. There we go. Yep, he's done. Okay, so here we go with the minigunners. There's our first one. And we'll come back to the tanks here in just a second. I haven't forgotten about the tanks. Actually, you know what we'll do? We'll just go ahead and save up and see if we can't finish out the tanks. I think that's a better idea. I know a little contradiction of terms right there, but here we go. We're still keeping on. We have not lost a single point. If you'll notice that, only one guy kind of made it around, but we have not lost any points yet. Did I get out of sync? Okay. And we're going to go for our next tank to upgrade. Let these guys come through. And the next wave or two, we should be able to get us another tank. Here it comes. Once we finish out, you notice the waves get longer as well up here, if you notice that or not. That means that you're collecting money. You're not collecting it as often, say no, as you once were. This is where farms become a little more irrelevant than what they were. Now, if you want, you can always put out 3 commanders. That way you're definitely chain spamming the call to arms. You will definitely have that if you've got 3 of them out there. I prefer to work with 2. 2 seems to do just fine for me. Hopefully our railgun tank will be able to shoot us. There we go. Good. so it wasn't wasted. We're on wave 38 here, and here in just a little bit the big guys will come out, and that's where it gets interesting. Those guys are going to start making around different parts of the map. They'll get over here on this side and may even get to the back corner over here. Alright, let's get another tank. There we go. That is definitely where it gets interesting. Okay, let's go ahead and fire this off. We're going to say no. Because right now it's been pretty easy, to be honest with you. You know, the railgun tanks do a lot. The Rangers do a lot. Let's just click on the right guy here. Okay, we're going to get this guy taken care of here shortly. And then we'll be on to the guys behind him. We'll get them knocked out. And you can see the railgun tanks, they just, you know, where the Rangers may not be able to hit or the minigunners aren't able to hit, the railgun tanks are just demolishing everybody. If they're not demolishing them by shooting at them, they just run them over. Alright, here we go again. And we're off. And I just got to point out that if you've done this right, you should have taken no damage so far. You should still be at your original 206 points. We're almost at our final tank. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to need more troops out. Because he's going to bring it out in a minute. So I like to go with Rangers at this point because of the stun. Because the Molten Boss has a stun. So at this point you want to definitely get your Rangers out. At least get them to level 2. Just because of the range. You don't necessarily have to place them next to the commander. If you just want to, that's fine. I prefer to mix it up a little bit. Just because when that stun comes out, I want my troops spread out to be able to shoot at him still. And the max amount of Rangers you can put out is going to be 10, so let's keep that in mind whenever you're doing this. There he comes. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and get started with this. And as you can see, the stun is out. Let's go ahead and give you guys some more love over here. We've got the money. Great. All right, let's sell these farms. Remember, look how about the timer. The timer is 99 minutes. You do not need these farms. Sell them. It will be a huge benefit to you. All right, here we go. We got to make sure we use our commander buff. Don't want to forget about that. Come here, commander buff. There we go. And as you can see, we are doing well. We are wrecking him so far. Let's go ahead and give him an upgrade. Look at this guy and make sure he's got his upgrade. Now see, the cool thing is this Ranger is still shooting at him even when he put the stun out. So you want to remember that. That's why we use Rangers and the tanks when you don't have a medic, is to deal with that stun. Okay, that's why I suggest using them. They're still shooting at him. Look, he's stunning. Right? But these guys, they didn't get stunned. They're still hitting him. I've got to keep in sync on these things here. Here we go. Okay. Let's go ahead and give our minigunner some love. I'll put Rangers right here. Oops. Oh, we've got 10 Rangers out. Okay, so at this point, it's all about the upgrades. And keeping our commander spam going as he walks around. Now, this guy, I want to sell him because he can't reach him right now. And I want to push him over here. Move him around. Okay. All right, let's do it again. There we go. And we're going to wreck him. He is done. As we move around, you'll notice he'll stun the minigunner right here, but once again, he is not reaching these rangers. And that's a very crucial thing, like I said before. He's not going to reach the rangers. He's done. Peace! That's how you solo a mega by yourself. Done. Nobody else. An 8-player event, and we got the W. There you go. If you like it, make sure to subscribe. I'll put more up here shortly.